Right now on DC News Now at 4, getting chilly tonight. Meteorologist Damon Matson tells us if you're going to see a warm-up.
The Department of Justice launching a federal investigation into a local Northern Virginia prosecutor's office. How Fairfax County Commonwealth Attorney Steve Descano and his critics are responding to the investigation.
Then health officials across the globe are rushing to trace and contain an outbreak of hantavirus.
This is not COVID. This is not influenza. It spreads very, very differently.
One of those travelers now back in Virginia. The updates officials are giving today. And we invest in America. 250, we're going to North Carolina. One university is using software to build humanoid robots.
I first got into it, I think, the way a lot of kids did, watching Star Wars, seeing the Jetsons.
The training they're doing to make them more human-like.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall. Annalisa Gale has the evening off. All right, let's head over to meteorologist Damon Matson with the first look at your forecast. Damon, it was cloudy today, but it stayed dry. Will that continue through the evening hours?
Mark, I have a question for you.
Please.
Did you look outside this afternoon? Because
I took a peek and I also took a walk.
Okay, so you saw the sunshine.
I did.
Yes, all right. I
Thank
knew
you.
Mark was wondering about that earlier today, folks, just to give some context. And yeah, it took a little bit, but hey, we got that sun breaking out around the district. We are right on the cutoff line, though. This cloud deck has been very stubborn across the southeastern portion of the area. Calvert, Charles, St. Mary's counties, and then back toward Stafford and Spotsylvania counties. Still very overcast, but everybody else has been enjoying at least some sunshine throughout the afternoon. The farther north and west you are, well, it's been sunny since earlier this morning, and that's because we're on the very edge of this departing front that, yeah, it's taking its time clearing off of the east coast, so that's why the clouds are still around, and at times, too, we've had on and off rain showers through southern Maryland. Not that we don't need them, we certainly still need the rainfall, but yeah, with everybody else starting to see some sun, I'm sure it'd be nice to just fill it in across the board. So that's going to be the divide. If you are farther south and east, expect more cloud cover to continue at least through sunset. The rest of us, though, will see a healthy amount of sunshine. Our temperatures did rebound a little bit, especially those that lost that cloud cover back up through the 60s, but overall it still has been kind of a cooler day, and we are in for a chilly overnight ahead. We'll talk about how much those temperatures will drop heading into your Friday morning, and Mother's Day right around the corner. We're going to get some warmer temps before we hit the holiday. We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Developing now at 4 in Maryland, a man connected to the go-go music scene will spend the rest of his life behind bars after being sentenced for sexually abusing several children over nearly a decade. Prosecutors say that several victims came forward, leading to the conviction of 60-year-old Cleophas Canton. DC News Now's Yamarie Sase is live outside of the Prince George's County Courthouse this afternoon. Yamarie, how are these victims feeling after the sentencing?
Yeah, well, these victims and their families came outside jumping with joy, a lot of excitement. Many of them saying that they feel relieved after dealing with this for so long. 60-year-old Cleophas Canton was sentenced to about 165 years behind bars after being accused of sexually assaulting multiple people, multiple girls who were related to him in some way. Now, in January, a jury did convict 60-year-old Cleophas Canton on charges including second-degree child abuse, rape, and more. And prosecutors say the abuse happened between the late 1990s and 2008, and it involved at least 4 victims. Now, investigators say the victims included his daughter and also daughters of women Canton was involved with, and also other young girls that were connected to him. Now, many of them expressed that they told adults about what was going on, but nobody ever listened, and now they're urging parents to listen to their children when they bring something like this up to them. Now, today, a judge sentenced Canton to 165 years in prison for his crimes. The authorities say they're continuing to search for additional possible victims.
25 years, I decided to take my abuser to court because I was speaking up for the child in me, the child that wasn't seen, the teenager that wasn't heard. It took me 33 years to actually fit the pieces in that just wasn't, it just was missing. And I didn't understand why. And it was because of this trauma that happened to me.
Now, the state's attorney office and also these victims do believe that there are more people out there that may have been abused by Canton, and they're urging them to come forward. And their biggest message overall today is that if you or anyone are going through this situation, definitely reach out. We'll have more on this coming up later. For now, reporting live in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, I'm Yammer Sase, DC News Now.
All right, Jan-Marie, thank you. Right now, the Department of Justice is investigating the Fairfax County Commonwealth's Attorney's Office. The DOJ opening the investigation into the office's plea bargaining, charging decisions, and sentencing policies, and whether preferential treatment was given to illegal immigrants. DC News Now's Randy Bass is outside of Steve Toscano's office in Fairfax County. Randy, what can we expect from this investigation?
Yes, Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon said this investigation into Fairfax County Commonwealth's Attorney's Office will reveal whether sweetheart deals for illegal immigrants charged with serious crimes may have endangered the community. But this is not the Trump administration's first time probing into and putting a spotlight on Steve Toscano's office. Earlier this year, the Department of Homeland Security and ICE sounded the alarm on the Fairfax County Commonwealth's Attorney's Office's handling of murder suspect Abdul Jallo's previous cases. The illegal immigrant from Sierra Leone was arrested dozens of times in Fairfax County. Some of those arrests for violent offenses, only serving short stints in jail before he allegedly escalated, stabbing 41-year-old Stephanie Minter to death at a bus stop in February. Just last month, Toscano responded to federal criticism in another case involving a Salvadoran national, Israel Flores Ortiz, now convicted of groping 9 girls at Fairfax High School. In a statement yesterday, Toscano said his policies are fair, legal, and reflect the values of my community. Sean Kennedy is behind local organization Virginians for Safe Communities.
I think what Steve Toscano has done is cloak himself in politics, cloak himself in some kind of righteous cause, when in fact he's the one trampling the rights of the vulnerable, the weak. People who are immigrants deserve justice just like everyone else.
And coming up on DC News Now at 5, we'll hear more from the Commonwealth's attorney himself, some of his past responses to previous criticism of his office and his policies. We're also hearing from a former federal prosecutor here in Virginia. He's shedding light on what could come next in this federal investigation. In Fairfax, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
All right, Randy, thank you so very much. Reaction continues to pour in after Wednesday's raid of the office of the Virginia State Senate President Louise Lucas. The DOJ says that they're investigating Lucas for corruption. Lucas posting a statement on social media saying that the raid was an act of intimidation from the Trump administration. She was outspoken on social media about the Commonwealth's redistricting referendum, which is currently tied up in courts. Today, Democrats are calling the raid as retaliation, while Republicans saying enforcement of the law.
Not my decision to say one way or another. I think there's a number of individuals. No, hell yeah, it's politically motivated. Like, what kind of game are we playing?
I don't think it was like Trump called somebody and said, go raid FBI, go raid Senator Lucas's offices out of retaliation. I just don't think that was on his mind.
Well, the investigation began under President Biden. Several Republicans are accusing the Biden administration of a cover-up. Well, in the district, U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says that she's not surprised that nearly a dozen D.C. police officers were served termination papers. Well, the move comes after an internal investigation into the city's reporting on crime statistics, an issue Pirro says her office first investigated months ago. DC News Now's Mario Carbone. He joins us live downtown in Marion. Judge Pirro says that all of this supports her findings.
Yeah, Mark. Jeanine Pirro, the U.S. Attorney, saying just today that her office, they began investigating back in August after accusations that officers were manipulating crime data, essentially reclassifying it as a lower offense to make it look like crime was down. Now, what she says she found at the time was that categories of crime like assault with a dangerous weapon was reduced to reckless endangerment, burglary to unlawful entry, and so on. At the time, her office referred their findings to MPD's Internal Affairs Department to take whatever action they deemed appropriate, which is what she says is happening now. This week, MPD handing out termination letters, serving those letters to about a dozen officers. Pirro was asked today if she believes those officers should be charged with a crime. Here's what she had to say.
If there was a crime, we would have The question is whether or not there is sufficient information that maybe IAD has unearthed that contributes to that. They'll let us know. We interviewed more than 51 people and 6,000 separate police reports. We did our work on this thing, and it was real clear what was going on.
And Pirro says she hasn't seen MPD's internal report just yet, but she does expect to see at least some of it. We'll have more from her coming up on DC News Now at 5. But for now, live downtown, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, Marielle, thank you. The EPA says it has fully achieved its goals in the recovery of the Potomac River. This coming after more than 200 million gallons of wastewater was discharged into the river. The EPA says that they finished the restoration months ahead of schedule. Up next, crews will be treating the soil around the river. That's expected to be completed by the end of the month. Well, the final rail piece of the Purple Line has now been installed. This over a $2 billion rail project is now 85% complete. The Purple Line will connect Prince George's County to Montgomery County, serving 21 stations. Officials believe that it will help reduce congestion on the Capital Beltway. Maryland Governor Wes Moore was there when the trail piece of rail was placed. He says the project will be a major for folks across the state.
Today, we're completing over 16 miles of track from New Carrollton to Bethesda. We are putting more than 2,000 people to work. We're proving that you cannot have economic mobility if you do not also invest in physical mobility.
Well, after facing several delays, the Purple Line is expected to finally open early next year. Coming up, a bouncer killed while working. How the Northeast D.C. community is remembering him. And teachers in D.C. continue to speak out against the equity pay. Their call to action